Hello, everybody. So, this is a podcast for, and that was just a test to make sure it's writing. The podcast for, as you can see, December 3rd. And the question type that you're going to get is going to say, what is the slope of the line, in this case, perpendicular? Some of them will be parallel, and we'll go through those, to the line who's given this equation. Now, to practice the formats that we've been using, this is in standard form. I know that says minus, but that's, I could do this too, okay? I'm not trying to confuse you there. I'm just saying it's in standard form. So we want to first be able to read the slope. And in standard form, you can't read an m. There's no m that's listed. So I have to get it out of standard and write it in slope-intercept form so I can read the slope. So the first thing you need to do, so 3x minus 3y is equal to negative 63, is you have to undo, the first step is undo adding or subtracting the x's. You need to get them to the other side. It's a positive 3x, so I'm going to subtract 3x to the other side. That's always going to be your first step. So then I have negative 3y is equal to negative 3x minus 63. The second thing that you need to do is divide out the coefficient on y. So that's the coefficient on y. It's held by multiplication, so I'm going to divide it out. And you divide it to everybody. Everything gets it. So you get y is equal to, that's a positive 1x. What's that, minus 21? Now, the current slope, the slope of the line that they're telling you, is 1. Okay? Find the slope that's perpendicular. Well, remember, to get a perpendicular slope, you take the opposite sign and the reciprocal. The opposite sign is negative 1, and you have to take the reciprocal. Now, just to back up, say it's 1, and you take the reciprocal. So what you do when you, let me try it with an actual number, like 5. Oh, sorry, that was an actual number, a non-1 number. 5. The reciprocal is I'm going to take that number and write it underneath 1. So if your slope was positive 1, and I take the reciprocal, I'm going to write that number underneath 1. Well, that's still 1. The reciprocal of 1 is 1. The reciprocal of negative 1 is 1 over negative 1, which is negative 1. Don't write your answer like this. It'll mark it wrong. It needs to be written as negative 1. So I'm going to write, that's a perpendicular symbol. Okay, I know you guys haven't had geometry yet. This would be parallel, that's perpendicular. The perpendicular slope is going to be negative 1. Okay? Let's try another one. So I said the first thing you need to do is undo by adding or subtracting the x. You need to move it to the other side. Move the x to the other side by either adding or subtracting it. So you got 15x plus 9y is equal to negative 162. So I'm going to subtract 15x. So I have 9y is equal to negative 15x minus 162. Then I said the second thing you do is divide the coefficient on y to everybody. Everybody needs it. So you get y is equal to, now this has to reduce. There's a 3 that's going to cancel out. A 3 is going to reduce. So it leaves 3 and negative 5. So negative 5/3 is your slope. Let's go, what do I want? Oh, I want the blue again. There we go. X, now I have no idea what that is. Give me a calculator, 1 second. Negative 162 divided by 9 gives me negative 18. So minus 18. Now, the current slope is negative 5/3. That's the slope of this line. The slope of this line is negative 5/3. And it says, give me the slope of the line that's parallel to it. Well, parallel lines have the same slope. So negative 5/3 is your answer. Okay? All right. So I said the first thing you do is undo adding and subtracting the x. Move it to the other side by either adding or subtracting it to the other side. So I have 2x minus y is 5. So I'm going to subtract a 2x because it's a positive 2x. You take the sign that's in front, not the sign that's behind. This sign stays with the y. And if this bothers you for a second, we got to get rid of it. If it helps you, write a 1 there. So it's negative 1 times y. And I said the second step is always going to be divide the coefficient on the y to everybody. So you get y is equal to 2x minus 5. The slope of this line is 2, because it's right there. Okay? I just want to point out, you guys, the slope is not 15. Look, it's negative 5/3. The slope is not 3. It was 1. Okay? Don't read the slope here. It's not. Because again, there's no m in this formula. There's no m. So you can't read the slope out of this. Okay? So it's a coincidence that that's a 2 and this is a 2. Don't rely on that. Okay? Don't rely. Now, the current slope is 2. Give me the equation, or sorry, give me the slope of the line that's perpendicular to this one. So the perpendicular slope, take the number, change the sign, write it underneath 1. So the slope is negative 1/2. Okay? First thing you do is move the x to the other side. It's a positive x that's hanging out here, so I'm going to subtract it off. So I have 2y is equal to negative x plus 10. Then I said you always divide the coefficient on the y out. So y is equal to negative x over 2 plus 5. Now, in this previous problem, I said the number that's in front of, where'd it go? Right there, this one. It was a negative y. There was really a 1 there. It's a negative 1. It was negative 1y equals that stuff. It was written as negative y equals, it was negative 2x plus 5. Remember, that's a negative 1 that's there. So here, that's a negative 1. Your slope is not this. Nope, nope, nope. Slope does not have an x with it. Your slope is negative 1/2. So if it said, give me the slope that's parallel, well, this slope is negative 1/2, so the parallel slope is also going to be negative 1/2. Parallel lines have the same slope. Okay? These are your 2 homework assignments. We just broke it into 2 pieces. Okay? Both of them cover the same thing. It's just 2 smaller assignments rather than 1 larger one. All right? Thanks for your time.